Hello, and welcome to Susan Bird Artwork. I'm Sue Gilbert, your host, and this is Susan Bird. She is my partner, my muse, and my spirit guide. And together we are Susan Bird Artwork, making art to lighten the world as best we can. And every once in a while, we like to do videos illustrating a principle of art or showing you behind the scenes some of our process. So today we'd like to do one on the principles of light and dark. So if we're to look at light and dark, I think the most classic symbol is the yin yang right here. And what I love most about this, I always love to figure out where the light goes into the dark and the dark goes into the light, metaphysically, psychologically. Here's an example. I love this white dot sitting right here in the middle of all the black. There's always light in darkness. And similarly, there's always darkness in light. This is the human race. This is the human condition. This is the earth. This symbol represents opposites, polar opposites, which is what we have: high, low, light, dark, male, female, receptive, active, and lots more. One of the artists I've recently discovered is an Israeli artist called Raphael, and here's a piece he has done really based off of the yin yang symbol, which I think is extremely eloquent. And another one was done many years ago, back in 1635, by one of my favorite artists, Georges de la Tour. And this is called The Penitent Magdalene. And here you can see this woman is sitting very quietly. It's a very peaceful scene initially. But as you look closer, you see that right on her lap is a skull. And you wonder, what is that skull doing there? The skull is an emblem of mortality. The mirror is a symbol of vanity. And the candle, here you go, in the middle of a dark painting, spiritual enlightenment. So here you have light and dark on two levels. You have it as a painting, a very striking scene with dark all around and the candle illuminating the center, the light, and Mary Magdalene herself, a creature of light. And then you have the skull to remind us all that, yeah, there is dark, there is death, there are things that are dark. And I love the way she's sitting peacefully with it. It's a lesson for all of us. Cartoons are often a place where you can see light and dark playing. In fact, cartoons are perfect for this because essentially the drawing style is so light, and yet often the content is dark. So here's a piece by one of my faves, Seattle's own Gary Larson from The Far Side. And as you can see, a lady has just jumped down to safety from a burning building only to bounce back into another burning building. And what makes this kind of funny is the expressions or the non-expressions on the firefighters, who are just kind of amazed that this is going on. It's another example of something I discussed in the last video, the use of the observer in a work. Now, one of my favorite cartoonists and dark cartoonists is the late, great Charles Addams. I followed his work since I was a child. Here's an example of a Charles Addams cartoon where two kids are playing, just kind of a light theme, all right? But being the Addams family, it's not so light. No. They are cutting their doll's head off with a guillotine. So what's Charles Addams saying here? What's he saying? To me, this means, hey, we all have dark feelings. We all have passions. We all sometimes want to cut someone's head off, even children. And I like that because he's not celebrating human nature, but as many cartoonists do, he's reflecting it back to us. Here at Susan Bird Artwork, we're known for our light and joyful pieces, our whimsy, our humor, and yes, we have a lot of it. That's mainly from Susan Bird, who is a spirit, but I, her artist, Sue Gilbert, I'm human, I live in the human world, and I have feelings and strong emotions. And so very often we will inject, or I will inject, a little bit of darkness or gray into our works. Here's an example called Feathers. It's a vibrant, happy piece, but I've inserted some prehistoric, kind of otherworldly characters at the bottom. To me, this is where most of us live, in the gray or darker zone, completely unaware of the awesome magic around us. So I'm going to show you a little slideshow now of some of our pieces and leave it to you to find the dark in the light or the light in the dark and see what you think. Does it enhance the piece or not? Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that little presentation. And think a bit about light and dark in your own life. Light, dark, gray, and how do you appreciate the light in the dark or the dark in the light? And if you've enjoyed this video, please follow us on YouTube. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and we always appreciate comments. All right, that's it for now. Have a happy day. Thank you so much.